don't need a cure. I'm your flesh and blood. You don't need a priest. I'm not Satan. I'm your flesh and blood. Don't throw me out. I'm not rubbish. I'm your flesh and blood. You always said you loved me. Where's your love for me now? You always said you never push me away. I'm not safe. You always said you'd protect me. I'm not protected. I'm your flesh and blood, just your child. I'm no different to you. You said never to judge a book by its cover. So why are you judging me? I figured out who I am. Why can't you support me? I'm not asking for money. I just want love. I'm not asking for money. I just want acceptance. Tell me you love me because I'm me. Tell me you'll protect me because I'm scared. I never thought my family turned against me. I can deal with the stares, but not from you. I'm your flesh and blood, please don't lock me out. I'm safe, but I'm scared. I need you to push me through. I'm your flesh and blood, don't throw me to that curb. I'm not rubbish. You said you'd always accept me. Why aren't you accepting me? I'm not someone from the streets. I'm your child, let me in. All I want is acceptance. I've figured out who I am. I'm not a disease. You don't need a cure. You don't need a priest. I'm not Satan. Don't throw me out. I'm not rubbish. Please, don't throw me out. Please, I'm not a disease. Please, I'm not Satan. I'm your flesh and blood. 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 Okay, I really like that one. It repeats itself, but I like it. Okay, so this was inspired by, I guess, I don't know how you put it, but I'm going to say the version I saw, by the movie called Kinky Boots. Weirdly enough, I like that one. I'm surprised, because normally I don't really care. Like, no offense, but normally I don't care for something that goes, eh. I don't like musicals. But technically, Kinky Boots isn't a musical, is it? I don't know. Like, no offense, I'm not a fan of musicals. But I liked Kinky Boots. I liked how it was different and it pushes the boundaries a little bit. And what I didn't realize is that it's actually based on a true story. I was like, okay, cool. That's really cool. And not only is it a Broadway production, but a lot of A-listers have had their name attached to it. I'm like, that's even awesome. I want to see it on Broadway. That's like my goal before I die. See Kinky Boots live. You know, it looks really cool. If the movie's anything to go by, you know, Kinky Boots a production, Broadway production, whatever, looks really cool too. Anyway, so like I said, this was inspired by Kinky Boots. What got me was the fact that Simon had figured himself out who he wanted to be in society, and he wanted to be, I guess, a drag queen called Lola. And I was like, that's cool. Lola's a cool name, and what you're wearing is even awesome. But you know, as the movie explained, you know, when Simon was younger, he could see the femininity in him, and he wanted to, you know, embrace that side, whereas his family was like, no, you can't, no, if you're black and you're a boxer, you know, that doesn't work. You know, maybe if you're white and, you know, a housewife, it might work, but you're a boxer, no. But obviously Simon didn't become a boxer. He became a crossdresser named Lola, and I thought it was really cool. And my favourite scene was when I think it's Don, you know, Nick Frost's character, you know, was going, hey Lola, you know, come check this out and whatever, you know, how Don was all like, come on sweetheart, I'll give you a good time. And Lola's like, yeah, if you're into men. And I was like, that's a really good line, because she isn't afraid to be herself, whereas society kicks you out for being yourself. And it just got me thinking, you know, why do people do that? If I had children and they wanted to, you know, they told me they were gay, or told me bisexual, or told me they were transgendered or crossdresser or whatever, I'd be like, cool. The only thing I don't want you to change about you is your name. Okay, I'll give you a unisex name, but you can't change anything else. You know, you can change your gender, your sexuality, the way you look, I don't really care. But you're keeping your damn name, because that took me forever to pick, okay? So, you know, I'll be thankful that my child is happy that they've figured out who they are. It took me 20 years to figure out who I am. If my child can do it when they're 6 years old, I'll be pretty cool at that. I'd be like, dude, you know, go out, go spread your wings, go be free. So, I know, it gets me curious why people push their family away just because of who they are. It's like, yeah, so what if someone's gay? So what if someone's transgendered? So what if somebody's a crossdresser? What's that got to do with you? As long as they're not being insulting and attacking you, then I guess you shouldn't really have a problem. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I've been raised. You know, don't judge a book by its cover. And the only time you hate them is if they start attacking you. And I've never been attacked by somebody in a dress before. Actually, by a man in a dress. I've never been attacked by them before. So I don't really care. You know, as long as they're happy and free being who they are, then you shouldn't have a problem. And I sure as I don't. But then again, the majority of the society doesn't have a problem, just you. Okay, maybe not you, because you probably don't have a problem, but maybe the next person does. And I've confused myself, and I've dragged this on. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Okay, so see yous, and don't judge a book by its cover, because you never know that they're probably happier than you really are. That's really creepy. Okay, bye.